lot of UFO followers find scientists' attitudes to be somewhat of a paradox. On one hand, efforts are being made to listen to space in the hopes of picking up an alien signal. And on the other hand, scientists do not seem to be particularly interested in the UFO phenomenon. From an objective point of view, we must admit that there has been no solid proof linking this phenomenon to visits by extraterrestrials. But the theory is still valid. Unfortunately, too many scientists continue to view this theory as nothing more than a popular fantasy. To defend their view, scientists cite the Fermi Paradox. 50 years ago, Nobel Prize winner Enrico Fermi, an Italian physicist, a friend of Einstein, once said, "If there are extraterrestrials, where are they?" In asking this question, Fermi wanted to point out to his colleagues that if life was as widespread in the cosmos as they believed it was, then it was reasonable to think that civilizations far more evolved than us existed. According to Fermi, several of those civilizations should be technologically advanced enough to visit us. By Fermi's logic, given the fact that extraterrestrials have not yet landed on our planet, it must mean that they don't exist. This rather radical statement became known in scientific circles as Fermi's paradox. From there, it was only a quick leap to say that people who believed they had met extraterrestrials were delusional.
As for the credibility of a witness, or the assessment of a witness's credibility, Enrico Fermi's name was often mentioned, saying, "Listen, if extraterrestrial beings had visited us and were among us, we wouldn't be sitting here discussing it. It would be obvious." We need only look at the example of Europeans arriving in North America in the 15th and 16th centuries. It didn't take years for news to spread to the West Coast that ships had arrived in the Gulf of St. Lawrence. It would be the same thing in modern times. If extraterrestrial beings were visiting Earth, which is highly unlikely, then they would be on television. They're not that shy.
The problem with Fermi's paradox is that it considers alien visits in terms of our expectations and not reality. Extraterrestrials may already be among us, unbeknownst to us.
There is the famous Fermi Paradox. That is, if there are extraterrestrial beings out there, then where are they? Well, take a look at this. Let's say we have an anthill in the middle of a forest. And right next to the anthill, they're building a 10-lane superhighway. And the question is, would the ants be able to communicate or understand what a 10-lane superhighway is? Would the ants be able to understand the technology, the intentions of beings building a 10-lane superhighway right next to the ants? Let's say, however, you go down to the ants and you say to the ants, "I bring you trinkets. I bring you beads. I bring you knowledge. I bring you nuclear energy. I bring you DNA technology. I bring you utopia. Take me to your leader." Is that what you say when you bump into ants? No. Most people simply step on a few of them.